It's Mahayana. It's called Vajrayana, the third yana. But actually, I consider Tibetan Buddhism almost like 70% exclusively Mahayana. And then the other 30% are added expansion to Mahayana, like Mahayana was an expansion to Theravada as methodology. You know, what we call vehicle in Tibetan Buddhism, we understand is the methodology. It's all the other part of Tantrayana that came from India that was added to Buddhism as offering more possibilities of techniques and expanded experiences in Tibet itself and opportunities for enlightenment. And so Buddhism only had to gain those three different yanas over the last 2,600 years. And in the world today, there is a very interesting comment, is that what's happening right now with this new expansion of Buddhism throughout the world, both with Trishthanan and the Dalai Lama as these amazing world teachers, is the fourth yana. So we are making now Buddhism really a Western major, not only religion, but a path to enlightenment in the West. But tonight I'm here to talk about Halloween.
Kính thưa quý Phật tử, chúng tôi cũng xin tạm dịch sơ qua là bà rất là sư cô rất là hân hạnh được đến đây cùng tu học của chúng ta trong những ngày vừa qua. Và sư cô đã tu theo pháp môn của Tây Tạng, và pháp môn Tây Tạng là dòng thứ ba của Phật giáo Đại thừa, do đó cũng là Phật giáo Đại thừa của giống như là thầy của chúng ta tu hành ở đây. Và theo như cô nói là cô 70% cô thực tập là bên Đại thừa và 30% cô cũng có thực tập ở bên giáo lý của Tiền thừa. Và đặc biệt nhất là trong cái ảnh hưởng của đạo Phật của Tây Tạng, và nhất là Đức Đạt Lai Lạt Ma đã phát triển rất là rộng lớn ở trên xã hội Tây phương hiện nay.
And how Halloween does really relate to Dharma? Today we heard a lot of things that initially didn't seem to relate to Dharma, like rap. Right? The teacher this afternoon was talking about rap. Rap, music. Yeah. And we also talked about different other things that didn't seem to relate to Dharma, but actually everything relates to Dharma. And as being Brazilian originally, when I came to America, I got in touch for the first time with the festivity, the ritual of Halloween. Because in fact, Halloween is a ritual that we do every year at the same time, the day before the Day of the Dead. I don't know if you all know about that, the November 1st is in the Christian tradition, especially the Catholic tradition, the day to celebrate the dead. We used to go to the cemeteries and bring flowers, making offerings, and praying for our ancestors. And Halloween is the night before. And the meaning of the word Halloween, the meaning of this term Halloween means hallowed, the hollow night before the day of all the dead. And because that night was hollow, all the ghosts and monsters and hungry ghosts and other kinds of dead spirits were all over the place. So this is a very old tradition, but I, as I said, didn't know it as that. In Brazil, we did not have a celebration ritual before the Day of the Dead. We only had the Day of the Dead, and we all got together as a family and went to the cemetery, and we paid homage and made offerings to our ancestors. I know that the Chinese and Vietnamese and the Asian traditions also have the tradition of paying homage to their ancestors. Not exactly the way we do, but it's always the way we pay homage is making offerings, right? I was here 2 weeks ago or a week ago, and we had already gone here to 2 different ancestors' ceremonies here.
Nghe là nó hay quá rồi. Dạ kính thưa quý vị, thưa quý Phật tử, thì bà nói là bà giải thích về cái chữ Halloween. Thì Halloween thật ra là cái tổ chức, là cái đêm mà theo như bà nói là cái ngày trước khi mà cái ngày chết, thì nói là cái đêm trước đó đó thì thường thường là giống như mình nói là ma đó, ma đói là họ đi ra ngoài đầy đường, và đó là cái tục lệ của những cái xứ mà tại châu Mỹ và châu cái Nam Mỹ, thì đó là cái tiểu sử sơ sơ của Halloween.
Well, it seems a very simple explanation why we do that. It's a very old tradition that existed in humanity's history throughout thousands and thousands of years among different traditions, different cultures. We just do things a little different in the different traditions or in different cultures. It seems simple answer because we love our dead, because we respect them, because we miss them. But it's a little bit more than that. It's also because the dead can hunt us, because we had problems in our lives with them, because we had a lot of conflicts. And family life is not a paradise. Actually, it's a very complicated and complex life. So when we do offerings, we are also appeasing them. We are appeasing them and appeasing our own minds. And many times we are also resolving conflicts that we are not able to resolve while they were alive. And there is even much more to that than only relatives. There is the ghosts, and ghosts I mean metaphorically, symbolically, ghosts in the sense that are leftovers, you know, from bad relationships, leftovers from our fears, leftovers from our hates, leftovers from all what in Tibetan Buddhism we called I'm sorry, I'm distracted. We called afflictive emotions in Tibetan Buddhism. And they are everywhere in our lives all the time. We know that from Dharma. And how to resolve these issues that are not possible to be resolved anymore with those people, or with those ghost ideas, with those archetypes or symbols, like we see in Halloween today. Monsters, you know, of all kinds of monsters, good ones and bad ones. There are good monsters in our pantheon today. So this ritual of offering and receiving something, it's like the beginning of a negotiation, right? We negotiate with our enemies. We negotiate with people we don't know. We make an offering. We bow to them. We give a small gift. We do small things so we establish a relationship. We also dissipate bad feelings that might come because we don't know somebody and we have a bad impression. So this is Dharma. Making offerings is Dharma. So Halloween is a wonderful opportunity to practice Dharma in a more profound way, because understanding what this social ritual is about. The Halloween became a social ritual from the 17th century on. It was always done before that only as a cult to the dead. From the 17th century on, in English-speaking countries, it started to have those parties on the night before the Day of the Dead. And those parties were in a fussy, joking way. People would dress up as all the things that they were afraid of, that were hidden in our unconscious mind, that we dream of them sometimes, but we don't talk about them, or we are afraid that they really existed. And there was a time in history that people really thought that those demons and monsters existed. They do exist, but more as a form, a manifestation of energies from within us. And with the way we can appease them, the society found a way of appeasing those fears by this party, celebrating socially, and practicing a form of Dharma, not knowing what we're doing, but dressing like those monsters, like those demons, like those things that we are afraid of, that really represent our afflictive emotions, you know, and doing an exchange with them. They trick us and we treat them. Trick or treat, right? Because the demons trick us.
Theo như bà nói thì cái truyền thống của Halloween là một cái cách mà để cho mình tạo cái cơ hội để cho người sống và người chết có thể là nói chuyện và có thể trao đổi với nhau, bằng cách chẳng hạn như là họ nói là trong cái ngày đó thì sẽ mặc rất là nhiều cái kiều áo khác nhau. Bà nói là cái ghost là cái con ma này đó, giống như là thầy có tôi liên tưởng đến cái chuyện mà thầy nói á, là chúng ta có thập loài chúng sanh, có nghĩa là có rất là nhiều vị ma, mà có ma thì tốt mà có ma thì xấu. Do đó trong cái ngày đó thì họ sẽ mặc rất là nhiều cái y phục khác nhau, và họ bằng cách là mình sẽ trao đổi với họ, là mình cho họ một cái gì đó và họ sẽ cho mình lại cái gì đó, là một cái hình thức mà để cho người sống và người chết có thể communicate và có thể nói chuyện và hiểu được nhau. Thì thưa thầy có đúng không thưa thầy?
Anh Đức dạ anh coi được.
It's a wonderful mediation between the conscious living and the unconscious living. The things that we don't have awareness, or that we try to forget, or that we repress in ourselves, in our lives. So if we understand that, when Halloween comes, it's an opportunity to practice Dharma, because we can do that consciously with the people that come to our doors. We can visualize all our afflictions that are knocking at our doors, and we make an offering to them. You know, if you have somebody, a conflict with somebody that you could not resolve recently, and if you have conflict with people that have died, that you didn't have an opportunity to resolve or to offer something, that person that by social playfulness is making that ritual possible for you, and we can teach our children that kind of thing also. You know, make an offering. Offer the candies, participate in this society kind of ritual that has meaning to us also, and can have meaning for us.
Thì bà cũng giải thích thêm là bằng cách là trong cái ngày đó thì mình sẽ nói chuyện mở cửa và mình sẽ cho họ cái kẹo bánh, và họ sẽ có nghĩa là trao đổi giữa cái người sống và người chết. But I still have a question in this. Why you just donate? You just give them only the candy. Can you give them another else?
Yes, you can. And in the past, people used to give a lot of other things. The problem in America is that it became unsafe to give things that were not wrapped. You know, there was a time that they even offered children poison. Okay? So, yeah, it happened, many bad things that happened in the past, because when you're dealing with the side of your mind, of our mind and of our society, also the bad things will act out. So we need to be very careful when we do that, because, you know, malice is everywhere. So we usually offer candy, because candy, you know, appease children. And children are involved in this process throughout the whole time. And we need to be very careful, only offer finger foods that are wrapped, so make sure that they are not dangerous for the children. That's the reason.
Đặc biệt nhất là khi mà trao kẹo thì quý vị nhớ điều là trao kẹo là phải gói lại, là bởi vì có thể là nó có những cái chất độc ở trong đó.
In the past, in the Middle Ages, they used to bring food to the cemeteries for this cult, like we do offering in our ancestral cult here.
Tại các nước châu Á thì không phải, tôi có hỏi là tại sao mà chỉ cho kẹo thôi, thì bà nói là sư cô nói là các nước ở bên châu Á thì họ cũng đem thức ăn đến nữa, thì không phải là chỉ có phút thôi.
What is important to remember is that these images, these figures, this mythology, these ghosts, they are all related to our afflictive emotions. They are our own fears repressed. They are our traumas from childhood. They are our anger, our revenge, our jealousy. That's what these things really are. That's what we're dealing in everyday life and in society and in those social rituals. So that's why I say this is an amazing opportunity to practice Dharma in a more conscious way. And if you that are Buddhists have this knowledge and this understanding of how our emotions relate to the benefit of all, you know, we can use this as an opportunity for meditation, to do this in a meditative way.